Hi, I'm Slack Marionette, doing business as Bargain Counter Argument, and this is Flip Through Friday. And today we are looking at this America 250 passport to Connecticut. And I want to start off by saying this is America 250. This was funded and coordinated with the America 250 people, which is the bipartisan / nonpartisan celebration of America's 250th anniversary as a country, which we date from the creation, signing, and adoption of the Declaration of Independence. So I am not trying to make any kind of specifically political statement other than this is a celebration of the state that I love, Connecticut, and the country that I love, the United States. So, I just felt like that was probably something that should be said. We're just looking at the towns in Connecticut that are doing something special for America 250, and they created this little passport, which is very beautifully put together. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary in Connecticut, and this kind of covers the various towns and institutions that are doing something specific for America 250. So I just found this at the library the other day, and I haven't really looked at it that much yet, so let's discover this together. Okay, so here we have a little index, and you can check off as you go to the various places. It's divided by region, so we have Litchfield Hills, the River Valley, and Greater Hartford. Hartford is our state capital, but not our largest city. Scenic Northeast, also sometimes called the Quiet Corner. And then we have Fairfield County, which is the most populated county in Connecticut. A lot of people who work in New York City live in Fairfield County. Plus, Fairfield County has a lot of businesses and commercial interests and so on. So there are a lot of people who live there and work there. Naugatuck Valley, Greater New Haven, that's you see the Yale University Art Gallery is there. That's where Yale is. So we have Greater New London and Norwich and Mystic Country. This is kind of the area where there's a lot of maritime history and contemporary as well. Let's take a look at what these, how they do this. So this is just kind of explaining the what America 250 is and how Connecticut is figuring into it, the themes and what they were hoping to achieve here. And we're starting with Litchfield Hills, which is the northwestern corner of the state. This over here is New York, and this up here is Massachusetts. And over here is Rhode Island, and down here is Long Island Sound, where we also share a water border in the middle of Long Island Sound with New York, specifically Long Island. That's funny how that works. So we have the Sharon Historical Society, the Eric Sloan Museum, and Kent Furnace, the Gun Memorial Library and Historical Museum. I've been there. It's very nice. That's in Washington, Connecticut, which was the inspiration for Stars Hollow in the Gilmore Girls series, because Amy Sherman Palladino, who created that show, she went for her honeymoon in that area. She was just like, this would be a great setting for a show. And I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips, and it does look like it was a great setting for a show. The Litchfield Historical Society. I've driven past it. The Torrington Historical Society, I've never seen a picture of it before. That is amazing. And then the American Mural Project in Winstead. And then here we are in River Valley, Greater Hartford. And this is the Connecticut River, kind of bisects the state. It rises up in northern Vermont, up by the Canadian border. I live in here. So we have the New England Air Museum, Windsor Locks. That is adjacent to the airport. And I drive past the sign all the time, but I've never actually been. It's adjacent to the airport that serves Hartford, Connecticut, and Springfield, Massachusetts. I use that one all the time. Well, I used to. I haven't, traveled by air in a long time. Old Newgate Prison and Copper Mine. Haven't done that. I always wanted to. Windsor Historical Society. Most of these I haven't been to. But this one, the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History in Hartford, I have definitely been there many times because I have a master's degree from Connecticut State University in history. And so you go around to historic places, even if you're not specializing in Connecticut history, just to see how different museums and historical societies present history. And I did use their archives, actually, for my thesis. Connecticut's Old State House. I have not been there. Actually, I haven't been to the Old State House. I've been to the current State House. I got a behind-the-scenes tour. It was very fun. And then the Amistad Center for Art and Culture. There was a movie about this in the 90s called Amistad, and it was about a group of enslaved Africans who actually took over the ship that was transporting them to the New World, and there was a trial and everything. Anthony Hopkins played John Quincy Adams, who was their defending attorney. And so we have a replica of that here in Connecticut, and frequently during the summer, or fall, I guess, more, it comes to Middletown because we're on the Connecticut River. So they bring it over so that, they bring it to various ports around the state so that school children can have a chance to look at it. Museum of Connecticut History in the Connecticut State Library. Yeah, that's another one that I've done. They have an amazing array of firearms because we had Colt until recently. We had Winchester, and Smith & Wesson was founded in Connecticut but then moved up to Springfield. So they have like this huge array of guns just on display. It's wacky. The Bolton Heritage Farm. Webb Dean Stevens in Wethersfield. I haven't been inside, but I've been to Old Town Wethersfield, which is so pretty. The New Britain Museum of American Art. I have been there. It is amazing. Although I always get lost when I go to New Britain, so I'm kind of hesitant. And the Connecticut River Museum. I haven't been there. Okay, Scenic Northeast up here. This is, like I said, it's sometimes called the Quiet Corner because it is fairly quiet. It's mostly rural. And yep, see, known as Connecticut's Quiet Corner, the region features winding back roads. It's lovely up there. It really is. So you have the Nathan Hale Homestead. It seems like we have so many Nathan Hale schoolhouses throughout Connecticut because apparently he moved around a lot as a teacher. Lebanon Historical Society Museum and Visitor Center. I've been over there, but I haven't been in the building. The Mule Museum. Prudence Crandall. She was a white woman who was a huge advocate of education for Black girls and women, and it says here she worked with Sarah Harris, who was herself a Black student and abolitionist. So she kind of helped to create a school where Black and brown women could go. She is actually our official state heroine. I believe our official state hero is Nathan Hale himself. It doesn't specify that, but I think that's the case. And then Fairfield County, like I said, this is the more populated area down here. New York City is just like right over here. And this is New York, and this is Long Island Sound. So you have the Greenwich Historical Society. It's beautiful. Norwalk Historical Museum. I have been there. It's nice. Fairfield Museum and History Center. I've never been there. It looks very modern. Housatonic Museum of Art. Keeler Tavern Museum and History Center. I haven't spent much time down in Fairfield County, although I have been to Putnam Memorial State Park. I've been to the Visitors Center, which is like a little museum, and my mom and I have picnicked there a few times. And then Naugatuck Valley is over here. Mattatuck Museum, Naugatuck History Museum, another one of those beautiful houses from the 19th century. The Mark Twain House is kind of like that, but apparently they're not doing this specifically. Greater New Haven, this is of course where Yale is. And West Haven Veterans Museum and Learning Center, Grove Street Cemetery. I've been there. Like Sarah Winchester is buried there along with others. Let's see. Eli Whitney, Noah Webster, Roger Sherman. Fun fact, Sherman was the only founding father to sign all 4 documents creating the United States, including the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. And I assume the Articles of Confederation. And what is the 4th one? I don't remember. The Yale University Art Gallery. And the New Haven Museum. I've been to the art gallery, but not the museum. And then over here is Greater New London and Norwich. Fort Trumbull State Park. Lyman Allen Art Museum. Tantaquidgeon Museum. Slater Memorial Museum. I haven't been to these. Mystic County, way over here by Rhode Island and the Sound. Excuse me, Mystic Country. I keep saying Mystic County. There is no Mystic County. It's Mystic Country. Mystic, of course, this is where Mystic Pizza is, which is a real restaurant that kind of helped to inspire the movie. Submarine Force and Library and Museum. Yeah, I was talking about the big submarine base that we have in Groton. Fort Griswold Battlefield State Park. Over here we have the Mashantucket Pequot Museum and Research Center. We have a couple of large, this is near the Mashantucket Pequot Casino, and we have another large casino resort that's the Mohegan Sun. So we have the Mohegan Nation and the Mashantucket Pequot Nation, and I've been to both, and I have been to this specific research center. Mohegan Sun, I think they have a research center, but it's like not as elaborate and public facing as this one. And then Mystic Seaport Museum, I've been there. It's really, really cool. If you want to read about it, it's like, I did not grow up in Connecticut, but apparently this is one of those places that like anybody who grew up in Connecticut has been there on a field trip. It's really, really nice. So that's the America 250 passport. So if you live in Connecticut or near Connecticut, there's a bunch of stuff to check out, especially in the fall. Since fall is coming up, we have beautiful fall foliage, and I would recommend any of these places. Even the ones I haven't been to, I want to go to, so maybe you'll see me there. So that was another Flip Through Friday. As always, thank you for your attention. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I am not the boss of you, and I hope you have a good day or night.